There's been a change of plans, tighten up the clamps, we guarding the glass. I'm a Knickerbocker, we going man to man. No blood, no foul, sturdy in the zone. I leave it all on the line, die hard or go home. You see the body work, we shaking and baking. Was down by 20, but my spirit ain't breaking. Respect ain't automatic, you screaming out for the ref for a tech. You for a tech. I guard the garden, steel block swatted, bleed blue and orange. It's a die hard thing, you know nothing about it. Live with the any star, 5-borough flavor. I made it rain, stole your cookies, see you later. Yeah, die hard. We ain't get these scars for nothing, we gon' die hard. Yeah, die hard. We ain't get these scars for nothing, we gon' try hard. Yeah, lettuce, suck.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Eru, Diehard Eru on the Diehard Hour. We are on Nothing But Knicks, and we are still on Diehard Knicks podcast. This will be the last time I broadcast this particular segment, the Diehard Hour on the Diehard Knicks podcast YouTube channel. So it's going to be exclusively now on Nothing But Knicks. So today will be the last day for those that follow me on Diehard Knicks podcast. This particular segment, Diehard Hour, will only be going on Nothing But Knicks from this point forward, man. So welcome everybody. Coming in a little bit late here, but late on purpose. This is the halftime to Crunchtime show, guys. Yeah, man, for those that have followed me throughout the years, I've been doing watch-alongs for almost every single game for like the last, I want to say, since 2018. If I've been doing it that long. So you can go through all my history on Diehard Knicks podcast. Every single game, basically, if I can make it, I would do a full game watch along, and then sometimes I would do halftime to crunch time, depending on what's going on. Halftime to crunch time was actually like the first type of segment I wanted to do. It was like a halftime show. Sim used to come on with me and do the halftime, but then I would just stay on from halftime, and then I would just start doing play-by-play from through the crunch time, all the way to the end of the game. So then I said, since I'm gonna do that, I might as well just see if I can do the whole game. So then I would do the whole game, talking, just going crazy, talking about the game and stuff. So for those that follow me, those that are watching on Diehard Knicks podcast, you guys already know how I get down, how I give it up and stuff. So this is the first time I think Sim has ever done this too, man. So this will be fun. I'm coming in hot, man. I actually was trying to take care of some things that I wanted to go to the gym. I didn't want to skip another day, so I actually went to the gym before I got here, man. So came in just enough time to get into an argument with my wife. You know what I'm saying? That's how that goes. As soon as I come in, she wants to argue with me about how she agrees with me. You know what I'm saying? So that welcome to adulthood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Being married, they say is work. It is work. You know what I'm saying? But we love each other and we argue even when we agree with each other. So it's crazy. What I got on the menu today, I will be eating while I'm podcasting today. So I got some leftover macaroni and cheese and some vegan sausages here. So no meat. Pause. Whoa. Yeah, man. So right now we got Mike Morgan in the place to be. He says, "Ayo, salute. Chat Diehard Knicks all day. What's up? What's up?" Is this my coworker Mike Morgan? I'm not sure. Nope, I don't think so. Anyway, if you are, say what's up. This is Daniel Berry Sports, always hanging out with me on my channel. Shout out to him and all the support we've always had. So yeah, man. Let me get this together. Put myself back on the screen. There I go. So this is the halftime stats. I like to use NBA.com because they tend to give some key points and stuff like that. So before we get into the game or whatever, I got to get all that stuff on the screen because I'm not really ready to go yet. Like I said, I'm coming in hot. So I'm still using the Gotham Sports app, but I'm running it through cable that we share with the family and stuff like that. So I'll be running the Gotham Sports app. The Gotham Sports app, when they first launched it, was horrible, man. It was a terrible app. It wasn't working. But the app they had before the Gotham Sports app was bad also. But Gotham Sports app was a little bit better, but Gotham Sports won't let you watch the games from your, like a computer or anything like that. So that sucks. So I still have to use my phone to watch the game. But it's all good. I can't even see anyway. So, Let's get that going in the background while I'm working this out. Make sure I turn the sound down. YouTube be bugging out, man. You put any sound, any picture that they can copyright, man, they're gonna copyright it. So I mean, right now I got Brunson and the Ball brother there in the background. But if they were moving slightly, they would hit us with a freaking copyright strike. It's like, what the hell's wrong with these guys, man? Let people live, man. Like, how much money do you need from a small time podcaster? You need to like, drag us through the coals and stuff because we're just trying to have some fun here. So anyway, right now the first game here, this is the first or second game in Charlotte. I believe this might be the second and last game in Charlotte. It's a good game so far, man. The Knicks started choking a little bit in the second quarter. I've been watching off and on. Like I said, I was in the gym and stuff. It looks like to me that Charlotte just started just raining the fast break points in the threes, if I'm not mistaken. We'll go through the stats in a second. But 38 to 36 in the first quarter, 27 to 19 in the second quarter. That's when it bust open. So I'm not really necessarily worried about what's happening with Charlotte right now. Charlotte has actually been winning a lot recently. You know what I'm saying? They actually are a threat to make the playoffs, man. So they're fighting for their playoff lives. So they're also really, really trying to win games right now. So they're giving us their best right now. Right now, the Knicks are down by 10. So like I said, I'm not really too worried about them so much. You know what I'm saying? But they do present matchup problems and stuff like that. We'll talk about throughout the night as the night goes on. But I think the Knicks could turn it on. The Knicks have always had the ability to turn the offense on or turn the defense on, and the next thing you know, we won the game. So hopefully that's what happens here. Shout out to everybody that lives in Charlotte. There's some good people in Charlotte, man. I got to hang out in Charlotte last year with my sister. We actually went out there for a Knicks game. We had a great time. I got to meet what's his name? Oh, that mercy, the controversy. I got to meet him out there, Mr. Josh. So that was dope to meet him. We got to take pictures and stuff. I also got to meet Apollo from Guard Up Knicks. He also was there at the game, so I got to take pictures and hang out with them and stuff. Like I said, we met some people from Charlotte, very nice people out there. It's definitely it's not New York City by any stretch of the imagination, but they have like a small little boutique city, I want to say. They have their homeless problems and stuff, but from what I saw, it's a dope city. I wouldn't mind visiting it again just to explore it and possibly later on down the line, maybe retirement. We'll see how that goes, But shout out to the Spectrum Center. Beautiful arena also. Very airy, comfortable seats and stuff, very nice. They have on the first floor, they have a really nice bar situation that's really nice. That you could walk around and you could still see the court from the bar and stuff. So that was really dope. I really enjoyed my experience there. New Yorkers are everywhere. We already know that, man. So New York basically took over the building, and it's not even like New Yorkers from out of town. It's the New Yorkers that live in Charlotte. They're doing the same thing I'm thinking about, moving down there, taking your family down there just for a better life, quieter life. Still get the city life, but then you get the country life also. Peace and quiet. You know what I'm saying? You can take your pension down there and live decently, out there in Charlotte, man. So I'm kind of gonna put that thought in my wife's mind. I don't know if she'll be down to do that. As you get older, we'll figure those things out. But anyway, we got a game to talk about, man. So let's get into some game charts. This is what I do on my normal channel. I usually do game charts and stuff. So taking a look at the shot chart. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger here. Make sure both teams are on the screen. There you go. So we got the New York Knicks on the left-hand side, guys. You can see the shot chart. Kind of typical, getting shots at the rim. Not really so many shots in the middle. It looks like it's pretty evenly spread out. So I mean, just looking at the shot charts from the Knicks, this is exactly the type of shots that we want to get. We want to get driving shots to the basket. We take mid-range jump shots. That's usually Brunson. That's usually Cat. Usually McHale. All those guys get those mid-range jump shots. The 3-point shots is decent too from what I'm looking at. We shot 53% from the field. From just looking at it from our perspective, I think the Knicks did a good job here. In the first half. The answer here might be just defensively, or maybe they just took the foot off the gas. Looking at Charlotte, there's a lot more shots close to the rim there. I see some in-between shots there in the paint, but it seems like most of those shots are, it appears to be a transition type of thing going on here. As you can see, that most of the three-pointers are at the top of the screen, and then most of the shots are straight down the middle. So just judging by that, if you didn't see the first half, like I did, I didn't particularly see every second of the first half. But just by judging the box scores, you could see that Charlotte was more of an up and down type of thing compared to the Knicks here. So I think the Knicks will get that under control. Let's scroll down and see what else we have here. Biggest lead today for Charlotte is 10, which is right now 10-point lead. Biggest lead for the Knicks is 2. Longest run was 9. Lead changes only 1. So this game is not one of those games where it's going back and forth or one team is dominating it over the next one. It's just been just gradually just kind of like the way it's been going. You know what I'm saying? So there's an opportunity for somebody to catch hold of this game and and go ahead. So I mean, if the Knicks come out in the third quarter and we lay an egg, we'll be down by 20 with no time. But if the Knicks come in and we play our game the way we're supposed to play, we should gradually chip in and possibly be beating them at the end by 10. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm expecting here in the second half. Let's take a look at some of the team comparisons. You got 65 points at the half, 55 there. They're leading the rebounding game right now, 22-17. That's the issue with the Knicks, man. The Knicks last year, when we had Hartenstein and those guys, we typically beat teams rebounding every damn night. With Julius and stuff like that. We was dominating the boards every single night, and that was our style of play. You know what I'm saying? That's what we were doing to teams. This year, it's not so much. Some days we do lead in rebounding. That's if we're attacking and stuff. So if we're gonna win, we're gonna have to rebound the basketball. You know what I'm saying? Take care of the ball, not necessarily the pace and all that stuff, but just if you get the basketball, you have a chance to win. So you get the basketball by rebounding, man. So that's one problem I would say about the Knicks throughout this season and last season. Last season, 2 seasons ago is when we had Hartenstein, those guys. But last season and this season, rebounding wise, we've had issues with rebounding. And like if you want to win these tough games, you have to get to the basketball. A lot of times, Josh Hart is risking his life and limb. Mitchell Robinson's in the mix there too. To give us that rebounding thing. Shout out to Towns. Towns is also a really great rebounder, one of the top rebounders in the NBA. But we're too top heavy when it comes to rebounding. The other guys have to chip in as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's get down to the assists. Assists 16-13. That's expected with a team that's trying to push the pace with Charlotte. 2 steals to 1, 2 blocks to 2 blocks. The Knicks got 7 turnovers, which is a lot, for them. We'll see if we can clean that up. 5 turnovers for Charlotte. So that shows you what kind of time they're on today. Both teams shot well. We shot 53, they shot 57. So, we just have to get them to shoot poorly in the second half. We should be fine, man. So the Knicks defense is we'll look at the matchups in a second, but just I just think the Knicks match up with them pretty decently, man. So we just got to find our man, to tell you the truth. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but we kind of typically got to find our men, and I think we'll be fine once we do that, man. So scrolling down to the 3 keys of the game, I always talk about this. Points in the paint is very important. Right now is even. Basically they have 30-26. They're leading it, but that's kind of even. But from my judgment, looking at the box score, it looks like it's an up and down game. Take a look at the fast break points on the right hand side. That shows it right there, 0-7. So Charlotte is pushing the ball up the court there. So 7 points, 7 fast break points to 0 points. That's the lead right there. You didn't even have to go that far. Second chance points also that takes you to the 10 point mark there, because they got more opportunities to try to score again, 9-4. You know what I'm saying? So that's typically what the Knicks do. The Knicks are the ones that are first to the ball. We're the ones that we actually are a pretty decent fast break team. And then points in the paint too. We usually feast in that regard as well. So we'll see how we can go. So it always comes down to the Knicks playing their game. If the Knicks play their game, they'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Some teams, they just are just way too strong for us. We just can't deal with them because of the size issues, or because they just have too many guys that can score. You know what I'm saying? On create their own shot. And Knicks have problems with that. So it looks like we're back in action here. So I got to get this Gotham Sports app here. Looks like we've been back in action for about fucking 3 minutes, man. So I'm a little bit behind. So I hope you guys enjoyed the halftime report there. So like I said, I anticipate the Knicks pulling this game off here. So I'm getting my phone going here, because once again, this Gotham Sports app is not really good for computers and laptops and stuff like that. Sometimes it'll work on a tablet, but then I don't want to get into a game and then the tablet shuts down because it doesn't recognize the tablet as a mobile device. But cell phones, it works seamlessly on a cell phone. One thing I want to point out too, now that I'm looking at it, man, look at that court. That court is fantastic, man, with the Charlotte Hornets, and they actually have Knicks colors there. Did they do that on purpose for the Knicks, or that is that matching their retro jersey they have there? It looks like it's a Knicks basketball court. So did they do that for all the Knicks fans that came to town, and that came into the arena and bought tickets? You know what I'm saying? Are they paying homage to the Knicks fans in Charlotte? I don't know. We'll see. But let's get this going, guys, real quick, since we're on commercial. So right now the Knicks haven't cut the lead. We actually are down by an extra point here. 68-57 at 9:35 on my clock. So I'm looking at a commercial break. So let's take a look at the points here. We got a OG with 14 leading the way. Josh Hart with only 2. He only has 3 rebounds too. That's a problem. Karl-Anthony Towns only has 1 rebound. There you go. 1 rebound and 2 points in the first half. 11 minutes. I don't see anything about personal fouls. He only has 1 personal foul. I don't know if he got hurt or anything like that. If anybody could update me to that, hopefully you guys can hear me, because I mean this StreamYard thing is out of control. Yeah, I believe my mic is on. But yeah, so we got Brunson has 17 as usual. Mikal Bridges, he's been scoring the last couple games, man. But when he scores, as you can see, the rest of his stats start to dwindle. You know what I'm saying? So this guy's a 3-and-D player for us, and he needs to focus on that and let the other guys score. So far, so good with OG and Jalen, but Karl-Anthony Towns has got to get on the board. Croxton off the bench has been playing pretty decent, 6 points there. Mitchell Robinson been doing his thing, 4 points and 3 rebounds. Diawara, he has 5 points, no other stats to speak of except for a rebound. He has 1 rebound. And Alvarado's been kind of stinking up the joint, man. Not really doing too many things stat-wise as far as Alvarado. He does things in spurts, which is interesting. So Alvarado, I think we need him for this playoff run, but it's going to be interesting to talk about as time goes on, that whether or not we're going to keep him, because we're going to have to pay for him. But we already got a backup point guard on the roster that has a contract, and that's Tyler Kolek. So I think Tyler Kolek is probably going to get that backup point guard spot starting the season next year. So that's like a subplot, for the game stuff. So they're still in commercial, man. So we're still talking here. So let's go to Charlotte to see who's killing us there. And it looks like everybody. They got 4 people in double figures there. 5 players in double figures. Kobe White is a Knicks killer. We can't really guard him. You got Brandon Miller's a guy that we got to catch from the 3-point line, 3 for 6. The Melo Ball's a guy we can't really guard either. He has 12 points, 5 assists. You got Miles Bridges, somebody that's definitely on paper and on the just physically is going to give us a problem. And this guy Canepo, I can never pronounce his name, but he got 11 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. What the hell, Larry Bird looking ass? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, these guys are up and coming. They're up and coming. A lot of people don't like Bridges because of the legal problems that he had. Which is which I think everybody feels the same way about that. But he's a good player still. Miles Bridges and KK. I don't know if KK is kind of problematic for a team that's from Charlotte. But we'll figure that out, I guess. Got Mr. Khan. Yeah, I call him Khan. Then you got Diabate. He's there. Mitchell Robinson over there. A couple other guys, contributed to the game a little bit, not too much. But we'll get back to the game here. I'm looking at it now. You guys can hopefully you guys can hear me really good. Just taking a look at what you guys are saying here. We got Rob Bracey. I haven't seen Rob Bracey in a while. Shout out to Rob. Rob Bracey, I am on Nothing But Knicks right now with this particular segment. I won't be doing the halftime to crunch time on Nothing But Knicks often unless you ask for it. If you guys want it, then I'll see if I can work that out. But typically, I might just do that on my channel, but we'll see. We'll see if the Knicks play on Thursday. I'll do this again on Thursdays, just like I'm doing right now. So still a lot of non-action right now. Something happened here where the referees are having problems with something. I think they might have called something on Charlotte. We got Slow Runner in the place. What's up? He says, Knicks come out as usual without any intensity. Yeah, man, I don't know what's up with that. I think they're just ready for the playoffs. GTA not going to see any playing time. Yeah, I get you, bro. Showrunner is the MVP so far, man. He says Hornets are hungry and young, talented. Yeah, they're trying to make the playoffs. They got to get into that playing spot right now. So let's get into some play-by-play right now. We got I believe there's Miles Bridges there with a nice strong layup, just knocks Brunson to the ground. Here comes Ball coming up the court, top of the key, comes around the screen, fakes a jump shot. He's traveling like crazy. Referee didn't call it, sliding his feet. Kicks it back out to one of the young guys here. Let me get these names here. I believe that's Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller gets it over to Miles. Miles at the high post, kicks it back out to Khan, back out to Ball on the left corner for 3, knocks it down. Yeah, man. So yeah, I do play by play. I gotta get my palate going. You know what I'm saying? I just came in from outside. Let me wet my whistle. We got Brunson top of the key. He's being guarded by Khan, I believe. Gives it over to Cat. Cat fakes it, puts up the 3-point shot, just flicks it up there, knocks it down. Shout out to Karl-Anthony Towns. You guys don't know my dad, man, but my dad shoots exactly like Karl-Anthony Towns, man. To this day, that guy doesn't miss jump shots. And he's 70 years old, just turned 70 the other day. Shout out to Ball, top of the key 3-point shot. He just throws it up and it goes in. That's a kid there, If he's making the shots, you don't correct it, Shout out to Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball's shot was even worse, but this guy, LaMelo, He's gonna give birth to he's gonna give birth to a lot of basketball players in the future that's gonna shoot crazy like that. You know, you can see it in the parks right now. Brunson penetration on foul line, kicks it out to Mikal Bridges in the corner, gives it over to ball up the court, gets it to Khan transition 3-point shot, knocks it down. Knicks cannot find their guys, they're not stopping the ball. The Knicks are too concerned about what's happening in the paint right now, so the Knicks got to call a timeout. So this is the worst nightmare here. I told you guys that that the Knicks could go on a nice little run here in the third quarter and possibly catch up to Charlotte. But right now, I'm looking at the score right here is 77-66. I'm not sure if I'm looking at the same score on my end here. Let's get this up here so we can see the score. Let's get the score so we can see it. Shout out to people that actually listen to me. People listen to me doing these watch-alongs while they're watching the game, which is awesome. So people actually tell me to update the score, say what the score is, because they're listening to me. Sometimes they're at work. People be at work listening, and they're actually relying on my play-by-play and stuff. So I just think that's awesome, man. So shout out to NBA.com. That's what I'm using here at the bottom of the screen. You can see other scores. You got the Pelicans and the Pistons there, 80-69 with 6 minutes and 44 seconds in the third. You got the Magic over there. Let me see how this works. They did upgrade. Okay, that's much better because before you used to click it and it would shoot all the way across the screen. So the Magic and the Kings are also playing today, 74-72 in the third quarter there. So some good basketball today. The Kings and the Magic. Kings are not really playing for nothing, but the Magic is trying to figure themselves out. They've been losing a lot lately. Pistons, they seem to still be playing pretty good there. I haven't really been paying attention too much to what the Pistons are doing. Really focusing on the Knicks, really Boston, because they're coming up, trying to get back into the trying to get up in the standings to overtake the Pistons. I don't know if the Knicks will be able to get into that second spot. But like I said before, on a Thursday with this Die Hard Hour show, I don't think it really matters right now with seeding because whoever the Knicks play, it's going to be a great matchup. I think the East playoffs, is much more competitive than the West, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the East teams the matchups are really good, and it's going to breed a lot of rivalries. Charlotte is up and coming. They're not ready yet, but they almost are. They almost are ready. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks are going to have to fight those young cats, in the near future, man. The Knicks are going to have to figure out a way to keep rolling out, good teams every year because the Hornets are coming. Atlanta's coming. Shout out to the Pelicans. The Pelicans might end up being the East in a couple years as well due to the expansion that they're trying to do. So I mean, if they bring Seattle and Vegas over, then the Pelicans might be a team that goes to the East. We'll see how they figure that out. But Pelicans are coming, man. Who knows? Who knows what happens with that team as far as development and what they do. They had a lot of injuries this year. Same with Charlotte. They had a lot of injuries this year, but here they are knocking on the door of the playoffs. So coming back from timeout, LaMelo Ball is looking very this is not my channel. It's half my channel. I'm still on Dire Knicks for today. But nothing but Knicks. I gotta watch my mouth, man, because sometimes I can get a little too crazy with the vocabulary. Sometimes here goes Brunson coming across the timeline on top of the key, crossover dribble, spins into the lane, step in, step through, kicks it back out to Bridges. There, Bridges drives to nowhere, kicks it back out to OG. OG all the way to the basket, dumps it off to Crunchtime Towns. He lays it up. So Mikal Bridges, every time he drives, he's not looking to do anything but turn around and give it to somebody. That's exactly what he did. Ball in a hurry, pushes it up, gives it over to Miles. Miles over to Ball, the top of the key, left hand drive, kicks it out to Khan. Khan drives. Oh man, Knicks are just fouling here. So the Knicks can't stay in front of their men here. The game plan is pretty simple, man. They're not really running nothing that I've noticed that's so crazy that the Knicks can't stay with them. They're kind of just playing straight up basketball. They're playing just a simple style of basketball. They just come up the court. Ball has the ball at the top of the key, and then he's looking to make simple passes left or right. And the Knicks can't find their men. The Knicks are protecting the paint a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Collapsing the paint. But a little bit clumsy out there. So we got Khan with the free throws here. He knocks down the first one. Good looking jump shot there, man. I mentioned Larry Bird and just joking, because we gotta start sticking up for our elders, man, our older players. Larry Bird was a motherfucker, man. Larry Bird was a motherfucker. So you can't say Larry Bird and this guy's name in the same sentence yet. Josh Hart inside with the tough rebound. Here comes Mikhail. Mikhail bringing the ball across the timeline, being guarded loose. Steve up to Towns. Towns elbow to Hart, over to Brunson, top of the key. Takes a screen from Brunson. Good defense by Charlotte. Gives it over to Mikhail. Mikhail just throws up a prayer shot with the shot clock going down. He knocks it down mid range. Here goes ball right hand side, being guarded by Hart. Comes across, got a switch. OG top of the key. Another screen. 3 straight screens there by Charlotte. They're not running nothing special. Just simple basketball. Good defense by the Knicks to get the pick and roll, but Khan finds his way and he gets a jump shot. Nothing special happening here with the Charlotte squad. They're sitting right at the top of the key, pick and rolls, and then just the shooters falling into the shot. Here goes Brunson in the Knicks. Brunson is working really hard, getting into the paint. A lot of pushing, double team. Gives the ball over to Hart, and they're gonna call a goaltending. So Charlotte, if they, this kid here, Diabate, he's a good, strong player, but he doesn't deserve to start, man. I don't know if he has the potential to get better, but he's not a starter. So Charlotte gets a starter. They'll be a good team. Got to get a reliable starter there. Top of the key here, you got Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller picks up his dribble. Mikhail's all over him. Gives it over to Khan. Khan is guarding Brunson. Brunson's guarding Khan, excuse me. Kicks it back out to Miles. Miles on the inside, up and under, lay it up nice and easy. Knicks are looking mediocre right now against the Charlotte team. Towns gets the ball in, finds Brunson. Brunson is tiptoeing across the timeline here. 18 seconds coming across the timeline. Looking is to Towns, top of the key. Towns is looking. No movement by the Knicks here. OG's coming to set the screen. Towns comes across the screen, still standing there. He's going through his legs. Speed dribble all the way to the basket, lays it up. Good play there by Towns. Here goes Khan, nice and easy, dribbling the ball up the court. Hart is in his face. Miles is pushing. Mikal Bridges against Miles Bridges. Out of bounds. Should be Charlotte's ball. Look like we got some substitutions. We got Mitchell Robinson. I guess we need some defense there. Mitchell Robinson, but then you got Clarkson coming in. So we got Towns, and I think it's Mikhail coming out. So Charlotte's making some changes too. You got Eric Williams, and you got Caldburner. This guy's got some crazy names, man. They always have, usually be the African names, and then it's the European names. These names you just you just have to learn eventually. All right. Brandon Miller there. Brandon Miller's kind of soft, man, but he's a finesse player. Josh Hart's kind of bullying him a little bit. Got Ball, left-hand side. Clarkson's playing good defense on Ball, but Ball is attacking him. Ball inside would have been in between the legs layup there, but got a call foul on the floor. A lot of kung fu fighting going on there between the defense there. So shout out to Clarkson at least competing. Gotta keep your hands to yourself, bro. All right, so I see guys talking. What's up? Talking about the last days. I saw that already. Got Brandon Miller on the inside, looking like Mikhail there. I'm getting there, got contact, and turned around looking for somebody to help him. This guy Khan is a shooter, man. Number 7. He's really been impressive, man. He hasn't missed a shot yet since I've been watching. Josh now on the right-hand side in the corner gives it over to Brunson in the same spot. Looking jab step. Brunson drives. He's being guarded by Khan. Spin moving the wrong direction. Brunson gets it up, and he still knocks it down. Yeah, Brunson spinned on the wrong direction. I don't know how he had the leg strength to get that shot up, but he did over a taller defender. Here comes Ball pushing and getting across the timeline. Now, here you go. Nothing special. Here comes the screen. He didn't really attack the screen. He brings it back up to the top of the key. He gets the ball back again. Now they're going to send another screen. They're just running the same thing over and over again. If he doesn't want to take the screen, he passes it left to right. This time the Knicks were able to get the steal. Here goes Josh. Josh has he's looking. Gives it over to Brunson. Brunson jumps into the pass, gets into the lane, and he makes a layup. Man, this guy, how is Brunson scoring like this? There's a lot of talk in the NBA about shorter players, how they're trying to phase them out. But if guys could play, they could play. Brunson is busting y'all ass, If guys could play, they could play. I feel bad for Cam Thomas, man. Cam Thomas got waived. He's not on an NBA team, which is crazy. All because he can't play defense. Get the fuck out of here. Not like the Bucks are doing anything. He goes, that's the other kid. I can't think of his name. So they got a foul on the floor. So Charlotte Hornets is giving the Knicks a little bit of momentum right now. It's 85-74, on my clock. I'm at the 4-minute mark, guys, third quarter. So I see Charlotte's arguing with the referees. I got to see how this goes. So Rob Bracey says, when are you back on your channel? So I'm actually on my channel right now, but I got some other segments that I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to work out. You know what I'm saying? So next week I'll be doing some stuff on my channel. So tune in for that. It goes Brunson. Wow, faking him and until he makes it. He didn't make it that time. Ball with the rebound. Ball looking up the court, surveying. One dribble across Clarkson, gets inside to the paint. Mitchell Robinson. But then they're gonna call another foul on Clarkson. I don't know about that, man. So the referee is telling Clarkson that he got too close up into his chest. So I don't know about that. I'm looking at at the defense. So they saying that he touched Ball in the chest, but then he got slapped in the face too. So I mean that's like a call that the referee shouldn't be calling there. So anyway, so I mean Ball is actually attacking Clarkson. He's attacking Clarkson. So that maybe that's the game plan. Ball on the inside gives a pass to bullshit ass Eric Williams, and they're gonna call a foul on OG. So this referee is on one right now. He just called a foul on OG on the inside. So here comes the referee is coming to save the day. The Knicks have a little momentum to catch up, and the referee is right on cue. They must have got a message in their earpiece letting them know to start calling some bullshit to make sure the Knicks don't come back. Here goes bum ass Eric Williams. So Eric Williams I actually wanted him to be on the Knicks. My bad. Maybe I thought that he would be a good player off the bench. But speaking of that, you got Diawara. As long as Diawara's here, man, then we don't need no player like Eric Williams. Next year, man, I'm hoping that Diawara could make the next step because the Knicks might need to cheat. We might need to make Diawara a starter next year, just to cheat because we're gonna have to pay certain players. Certain players, meaning Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's making 12 beans this year. He's definitely gonna ask for more. Here goes Brunson coming across the timeline, takes a screen from Hart. Gets over to Clarkson. Clarkson wants to score. Goes right at White, and he does what he came to do. He scored. So the guy activated. Clarkson is activated because he keep calling bullshit fouls on him. He just ate a screen there as White comes around the screen. Well, they're gonna call a legal screen. See, that's soft, man. So on one end you're gonna call a bullshit call on Clarkson, and then on the other end you're gonna call a bullshit foul because of the screen. Now was he moving? Let me see. Was he moving? He set the screen. All right, so they're gonna say it's a moving screen. That was like, eh. Anyway, here goes Brunson taking a sweet ass time coming across the timeline. He gets at the elbow, just shoots the three, bang. Oh, he misses it. Clarkson's fighting that for the rebound. He got Khan going for it, White fighting for it, and Mitchell Robinson is attacking there. No foul call. Wow, they got to get the ball across the timeline. They do barely. Wow, nice fast break play there. Brunson with a good swipe away. Without looking, he did a no look swipe with bum ass Eric Williams there. Eric Williams is a bum. He looks like a freaking like he's made of clay or something. Sheesh. Inbounds here. We got White. White's looking. Almost a 5-second violation. Looks like Khan there with a 3-point shot. Misses it. Loose ball there. Charlotte gets it back. Khan has it again. Number 7. Josh Hart is attacking him. I guess finally because Khan's been busting his ass the entire game. Josh Hart's been guarding him. He's the one that's been guarding Khan, and Khan has been busting his ass. Hart has a problem with guys that babysit the 3-point line. That's what Khan does. Another inbounds here. White is looking to get it inbounds. It should have been a 5-second violation before. Almost a 5-second there. Knicks stole it. Clarkson with the steal. Here goes Brunson. Kicks it out to the corner. Transition 3. Diawara for 3. No good. White with the rebound. So here goes White looking at the sideline. His coach is telling him to get it up the court. They're calling for something. Let me guess. A screen? Is a screen coming? Oh, there goes a screen. Oh, no, it's a give and go. Gives it back to White. White gives it back to Khan to try to get him open for 3. Josh Hart has not been paying attention to Khan, so that was a good look there. Khan, good defense by Josh Hart. So Josh Hart is activated. Just got to steal at half court. Here comes Josh all the way inside. Gets it over to Diawara, where Diawara loses the ball. Gives it to Mitch. Kicks it out to Josh. Josh just passes up to 3. Back to Diawara. Diawara is the one that said calm down. So here goes Brunson. Brunson right-hand elbow. Clarkson just got clobbered just now on a screen, man. So there must be something in the Charlotte's locker room that whenever Clarkson come out there, they're looking to pop him in the face. Sheesh. So hey, look at this. We got Kohler coming in. So, I did mention earlier when I was doing the halftime report that this guy Alvarado hasn't really been playing that great. So they're gonna give Kolek a chance tonight. So let's see how he does in the second half. So right now Alvarado's being benched. I don't know if Alvarado got hurt. He goes on Clarkson. He got the ball all the inside, all the way to the basket. He gets spiked to the ground. So look, another big hard foul here. So I feel like Charlotte is bullying Clarkson right now, all the way to the basket. Not only did he get the foul, okay, it looked worse than it was there. So they're gonna say it's out of bounds. No foul there, just out of bounds on Charlotte. Good defensive play. It looked worse than it was then, I guess. That's why we got replays. Brunson inside, gives it to Clarkson. Clarkson being double teamed there. He finally gets a single against number 7. He had to get the shot up. Shot clock was going down. So here comes Charlotte here. You got White. Oh, so I think the refs called out of bounds. Yo, these referees are kind of crazy. Just now the coach was going off on the ref, and the ref looked like he balled up his hands and took steps forward towards the coach. Man, these refs need to chill the fuck out. You gotta chill out, man. You're a referee. Don't let's not escalate that. Look. He gets in his face, and then he balls his fist a little bit, and then he walks towards him. Man, fuck that. Fuck that. I don't care. You don't walk towards me. You know what I'm saying? I can yell at you all I want, but don't walk towards me like you're gonna do something to me, man. Fuck you. Excuse my language. It's crazy. If it got to go both ways, man. Like you can't just like you could yell at the coach, and the referee has every right to do what he just did. But now everybody's jumping on the coach to make the coach back up from him. But the referee should be held accountable too. He's got to keep his composure. You know what I'm saying? Ball up, damn near ball up his fist and taking steps forward towards another person. That's slap worthy. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we got a dead ball right now. So I'm just thinking about it. Speaking of slapping players and stuff, everybody, especially OGs like myself, always talking shit about how what they would do it when they used to play. Oh, I would have slapped them. I would have did this. I would have did that. Shout out to Kenyon Martin and those guys on the Gilbert Arena show. Too much talking about what they would do to somebody back in the days. Oh, I would slap them, or we would square them. I would handle my business, or whatever. Hey man, are we? What are we doing? Are we selling crack, or are we playing basketball? Like, come on, man. Like, it's professional basketball. So I thank God that we didn't have social media back in the days. I'm not quite sure all those players back in the 90s and whatever will definitely have things to say about guys. But most of them that you see now, they'll talk about it because of the story, because you're asking them. But these guys don't give a fuck about each other. They don't talk about each other. You know what I'm saying? These players now, man, they just want everyone to believe that it was harder than it was. Like, yeah, you was a tough player, but let's not take it that far, man. You weren't 20 Montana out there. Anyway, number 7, right to the basket, nice and easy, man. Josh is getting his ass bust. Number 7 is busting Josh Hart's ass, guys. It goes Tyler Colt there coming across the town and gives it over to Mitchell Robinson, which I don't never understand. Mitchell Robinson should not be at the top of the key. Brunson has it now, taking trying to do a semi pick and roll there. Got the ball stolen. Shout out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart is playing hard, man. At least Josh Hart is coming out there trying to get loose balls and stuff. Josh Hart is trying to get loose balls, trying to get on it. But whenever this guy, Mr. Khan, number 7, whenever he gets the ball going to the basket, man, he's been scoring, busting Josh Hart's ass. I wonder how much he has right now. Let me take a quick look right here. Yeah, this is too much. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Let's scroll down. All right, so he's 8 for 12, man. So he got some points there. He got some points, 8 for 12. So let's get here. I don't want to mess up the thing here. So let me do this on the side. I usually do that also. Let's get some more scoreboard stuff here. Let me just do the NBA scoreboard. Let's do an NBA scoreboard real quick. We can do ESPN. ESPN is pretty straightforward. They don't have too many bells and whistles. So let's take a look at that. So I'll have this on the side. That way I can refer to it for who has whatever points and stuff. So Canupel, that's how you say his name? He has 22 points right now. Busting Josh Hart's ass, boy. Sheesh. Josh Hart right now still only has 4 points. Anthony Towns with 9, Brunson with 23. Let's get back to action, guys. It goes Charlotte. Charlotte's up 91-76, man. Can the Knicks come back? I'm not too sure about that right now. It doesn't look too good. Take a look at the score again. Right now, the score in the third quarter, 29 to 21. So it's basically a repeat of what happened in the third quarter. Knicks are doing a little bit better. But we got a long way to go, man. We got to catch up. 91-76. Damn, man. Got a White. They have a lot of firepower. You can't front. Got Kobe White here against Tyler Kolek. Trying to get the last shot of the third quarter. Too much bumping and dumping, man. That shit is fucking whack. White all the way to the basket, steps through, kicks it out to number 2. That's Eric Williams. Bum ass knocks down the 3. Look like he's like one hamburger away from a heart attack. Kolek pushes the ball, 5 seconds left. Tries to create something there. Kind of an illegal screen to legal screen there to Mitch Robinson, but he's got to pay attention to the shot clock. There was 5 seconds on the shot clock when he came across the timeline. He was trying to get closer and closer. It was his job to shoot it, not give it to Mitch Robinson. So, this is the reason why Tyler Kolek doesn't play, man. Tyler Kolek, for as much skill and his advanced age too, you would think that he would be a little bit more smarter. You can't say that he's not playing because he played a doubleheader yesterday. I mean, the last game when he played in Westchester and scored like 42 or whatever it was, and then came to the NBA and scored 11 the same day. So you can't say that Tyler Kolek's not playing. They're investing a lot of time in Tyler Kolek to make sure he gets his reps. You know what I mean? So he's got to make better decisions. I'm hungry as fuck, man. Shout out to leftovers. Leftovers is the shit. This macaroni and cheese has been in the refrigerator for like 3 days, I want to say. The sausages, we made them yesterday. So I just threw them in a bowl real quick and nuked it and started the podcast. Shout out to Cream Grant in the place. Salute to Cream Grant. Hey, man. So if anybody wants to know what we're doing here, we are doing a watch along, guys. First watch along, if I'm not mistaken, in Nothing But Knicks history. Halftime to Crunchtime. That's what I like to call the segment. This is when I come on at halftime, do a halftime report. Did a quick halftime report. I came in late, you know what I'm saying, because I was at the gym. I got to tell you, speaking of weight and getting fat, I'm too busy dissing Eric Williams. Is that his name? I keep saying Eric Williams. Make sure. Grant Williams. I keep saying Eric Williams. Eric Williams is the guy who used to play for the Boston Celtics back in the days. Yeah, so you got Grant Williams, bum ass. I'm just as big as he is, man. I need to lose some fucking weight. I'm 5'10" and like 260 last time I checked. That's a no-go. I always talk about this date here, 2018. 2018, I had pneumonia. You know what I'm saying? I had pneumonia. I beat it. I was in the hospital for like 18 days. I almost died. For those that already know the story, they don't want to hear it. I almost died and stuff. But then maybe like, I want to say 4 months later, after I got out the hospital and got myself together, 4 months, I want to say, I ran a 5K. So I was able to persevere and get myself together. I got my weight back down to where I wanted to be, 185, 205. And then I was like, but 205 or whatever, and then I was getting myself together to run a marathon, and then COVID happened. And then, they canceled the marathon and I didn't get a chance to run it. So then years later, I actually ran a marathon, but I ran the marathon at 260, which is no good. Maybe that's why my knees are messed up. Tyler Kolek has it now. Knicks have the ball. Force feeds Towns there. Way too far out for the basket there. Towns has, if he wants to post, man, he's got to get a little bit closer. He's got to get a little bit closer. But, he wants to shoot that jump shot, man. He wants to do a pump fake and drive to the basket. Anthony Towns, it never looks to get the ball inside to score. And I just don't think that the NBA today is equipped to give players the ball. They don't know how to do it. See, right now, giving Towns the ball at the top of the key like that to doing all this dribbling is not really smart. Now he's going against a point guard, going to the basket, creating his own shot. It's just not a good look. Just a bad decision. Just bad basketball right there. You give it to Anthony Towns and ask him to create a shot at the top of the key. You know what I'm saying? Which what the hell you got Kolek out there for? Kolek is the one that's supposed to be creating offense for other players, not Kolek passing it off to Towns for Towns to go one-on-one against a point guard. It's ridiculous, man. But what do I know, right? I'm just a guy on the internet. Just a guy on the internet talking shit too much to the screen. Towns with the first free throw is good. 94-73. Can the Knicks catch up right now? So we're in the fourth quarter. It's now or never. It's almost a 20-point lead. Right now is 77. So it looks like it's gonna be 78. So we're looking at a game that's like out of reach right now. Like the Charlotte Hornets will have to implode totally in order for the Knicks to come back and win this game, man. Gazing 2471 said, as a Hornet fan, he said GGS. Is that good game so far? So far, the Charlotte Hornets are not really doing too much. Like I said before, they're not really doing something so crazy. It's just the Knicks can't figure them out. The Knicks can't find the guys. Charlotte defensively, they're doing enough to frustrate us. You know what I'm saying? Right now they basically took Karl Anthony Towns out the game. You know, Clarkson is they're attacking him there. He got 4 fouls there. They're not giving him any grace. Ball's been coming at him. He's been getting fouled and clipped like crazy. Number 2, he got Grant Williams there. Gives it over to Miller. Brandon Miller there. A couple dribbles, scoop dribbles, and just throws a shot up there. Misses it. He reminds me of McHale. Very, very soft. Tyler Kolek pushes it out to OG. Back over to Clarkson. Nope. No, that was Diawara. Back out to OG. OG for 3 and knocks that down. OG likes that. OG likes that give and go. Pass it to the corner, and then you cut, and then he goes back to the corner for the 3-point shot. That's like a patented shot for him. 90-40-81 to see if the Knicks can come back here. We got Diawara all the way up on Brandon Miller. I think he should try to get that, man. Brandon Miller, is not really. Here he goes to the basket there. He's not looking to score. Wide open jump shot now. He gets it back, and he knocks it down. So that's what they're trying to do. These guys can shoot. The Charlotte Hornets can shoot. So Brandon Miller, to me, looks soft, doesn't want any contact, but give him any room, and he's going to knock down that jump shot. Here goes Towns, gets the ball way too far out there. He goes, drives, spins, uses his muscle, asking for a foul. Always asking for fouls. Just play the fucking game, bro. 97-83, getting the and one. What is that going to do for you right now? Just score and get back on defense, bro. You got to make stops. Arguing with the referees about fouls is not it, man. Here goes Brandon Miller right now, top of the key, jabbing and pushing at Diawara. Diawara should just take the ball from him, man. Brandon Miller just split the defense, which is amazing. Gives it to White. Knicks fighting for the rebounds there. Looks like Karl Anthony Towns literally shoved the Charlotte guy out of bounds, and he wants to argue with the refs. Here we go. He didn't get the foul on one side, and then he makes a bullshit foul on the opposite side. Look at Karl Anthony Towns. He just literally shoves him out of bounds. He's literally shoving him out of bounds, and he's gonna cry and talk about that he's not doing it. It's ridiculous, man. Anyway, Ball's back in the game here. Ball got Clarkson there. Clarkson's complaining about the pushing and shoving. He just got shoved again. Ball kicks it out. Back to Ball. Ball fakes it. 1 foot. My God. Tap pass there. Knicks are not paying attention. This is the number 14 in Charlotte. Diabate. Knicks are just not paying attention today. You got Diawara kicks it out to Kolek. Kolek shovel pass to OG. That's one thing about Kolek. He don't create space. He drove towards OG and then shovel passed it right to. Oh my God. Diawara almost banged it on Charlotte, but they blocked it. So we got a fast break there. Jump shot, nice and easy. Oh, they missed it. They've been killing the Knicks with that simple, methodical, fast break, pull-up jump shot. Look at Diawara over to the basket. He tried to go for it. He might have jumped too far. He was worrying about the contact. He should have just went for it. I think Grant Williams scared him. If he would have just went strong, that would have been a master blaster, to quote Clyde. Referees trying to figure out what other bullshit they can do to screw the Knicks tonight. Oh, Mikal Bridges is coming back in. Knicks are gonna have to start getting on that defense and getting up the court. Knicks making some big changes here. They got OG, they got Clarkson, and Mitch all came out. Brunson is not in the game yet. So Kolek is getting extended action. Diabate out to White. White top of the key. Tyler Kolek is up in his chest. No foul call there. Clarkson is playing the same type of defense, and he keeps getting called for fouls. Missed shot there. Another offensive ball. And the Charlotte Hornets gets another 3-point shot. Kobe White hits another 3-point shot. So I think that's it, guys. We might have to pack it up unless the Knicks go on a nice run. If the Knicks go on a nice run right now and Charlotte implodes, I don't think the Knicks can come back. Right? We just don't have it. We just don't have it. Just looking at the energy, man. Mikal Bridges just sat down. Mikal Bridges sat down and just put his hands on his lap. Like a schoolgirl just now. He's in again. He says, I know it's not technically over. Yeah, it's not technically over. He said the Panthers looking good in free agency as well. I got you. Charlotte's doing well in every sport. Yeah. Shout out to Charlotte, man. I don't know if you heard what I said in the beginning of the telecast there. Charlotte is a dope city. I went there last year to a Knicks game. The Spectrum Arena is called. Spectrum Arena is beautiful, man. The area around the arena is nice. You can see that they're trying to build it up. Charlotte is not New York, so it's not like so many people out there to cater to. So I want to talk about tourism and that type of stuff. Even just the people that live in Charlotte don't really come out like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to build up a city for like a culture of a town that doesn't really come out. You know what I'm saying? So, but you could see that what it could be. A lot of development. They're building a lot of new development on the outskirts of the city that's connected. I know I stayed at a hotel is right by the precinct over there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of homeless. You guys got a lot of homeless issues with homeless out there. You know what I'm saying? Kind of wild homeless people a little bit, over there out there in Charlotte. But like I said, I stayed in a nice hotel right at the edge, right next to the precinct over there. It's really nice, very nice thing. You definitely can get on scooters and that type of thing to get around the city in the scooter in no time. You know what I'm saying? So that's nice. So, like I said, somebody from New York that goes out to Charlotte that's used to the city life, like you can have your peace and quiet and everything that Charlotte brings to the table. You can get all of that. But if you wanted to go to the city, you can, and you can pretend that you're in New York, but you're not, A lot of dope bars. I wish I knew the name of some of the bars that I went to, but a lot of cool bars, man. A lot of dope places. Like I said, I didn't really get to see a lot because we only went there for the Knicks game, and then my sister, she needed to get back, so we didn't really get to really do party too much, but we really went there for the game. So if I would go again, I would probably stay a little longer, maybe catch 2 games, and stay for like a week in Charlotte just so I can get the full effect. Yeah, but definitely, never had beef with Charlotte, man. Charlotte, when Charlotte was good, they had Kendall Gill and those guys. They keep showing Del Curry. You got Kendall Gill, Muggsy, Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning. They had a good squad back then. They had Johnny Newman. Johnny Newman was a former Knick there. They had a lot of good players in Charlotte back in the days. So I never really had an issue with Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Like how nowadays people all say fuck Charlotte. I never said that. Never came out of my mouth ever. And I don't think any Knicks fan said that either. I think we just have a general love of Charlotte, especially the shorts, man. I got a pair of shorts at the arenas, the Spectrum Arena. I actually bought some shorts. You know what I'm saying? It's because I just like the Charlotte Hornets colors and the old school shorts and stuff. So I got a pair of shorts, that I bought. Some game shorts. Anyway, Carlton Towns, top of the key. It's gonna be free throw line extended. Brunson is trying to come around there. I don't know what the Knicks are doing. Wow. The Abate stole the ball from Towns, and then Brandon Miller, fast break, very athletic, dunks it there. Knicks are just laid an egg. So right now, the first watch along on Nothing But Knicks, right? Clap it up for me. I'm doing that. But it's always the first game here where the Knicks lay an egg, and I'm just basically wasting my time here. I could be arguing with my wife right now. Me and my wife was having such a great argument, about some bullshit. We was arguing about something that we were agreeing with, but my wife just had to make her point, even though she agrees with me. She just had to make her point. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense. That's how it is, man. Kareem Grant said that he went down to Charlotte twice. It was okay. I didn't venture out too much, but it's okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like, Charlotte is not like, it's not a party town or nothing like that. Even like I went to the Planet Fitness in Charlotte, so shout out to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is nice, but how the fuck do you get in there? I went there because I saw Planet Fitness on the outside. So I went to the sign where I saw Planet Fitness, and you can't get in on Planet Fitness from the outside like that. You have to actually go in the building and go down the elevator and then walk down a hall, and then Planet Fitness is in the building. That's nonsense. It's so whatever, man. I just thought that was the stupidest thing to get into the gym. It was a nice gym. You could tell there was a lot of military people in there. You know what I'm saying? You could tell. That was pretty cool. But I mean, come on, man. That's like ridiculous. You can't access the Planet Fitness from the street. You have to go into the office building to do it. So anyway, this Mikal Bridges for 3. He knocks it down. So 7 minutes and 40 seconds, man. Can the Knicks come back? Yes. There's still plenty of time. There's still plenty of time. But that's like the the diehard in me. Can the Knicks come back? Can the Knicks come back? Yes. They would have to really pounce. We would need to get like a group out there that's gonna work. And then right now they left Diabate out there. Diabate just sliding his feet, traveling. Mitchell Robinson just jumped on the ball there. So it might end up being a shot clock violation. He goes on Kobe White there, comes in there, shoots it from the midcourt, almost knocks it in, man. Jesus Christ. Here comes Josh Hart with the ball. So the Knicks are just coming up the court too slow. Not enough spacing. See, Brunson just ran into the Charlotte defenders there. So not enough spacing. I think the Knicks are just frustrated right now. The Knicks might have just tapped out. I think I believe in the Knicks more than they believe in themselves, man. I think the Knicks tapped out. Shout out to all the Knicks fans in the crowd there. You can see people got their best Knicks stuff. I saw somebody with a Brunson jersey. I see somebody with an NYC t-shirt. I got Knicks fans yawning in the background. Sheesh. Mitchell Robinson, top of the key. I don't understand it. Why is Mitchell Robinson at the top of the key looking to pass? I don't get it. That is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Look. Gets it over to Brunson now. Just wasted the whole shot clock with Mitchell Robinson at the top of the key looking to pass. Now here comes Charlotte. Fast break there. Transition 3. Why not? Kobe White misses it. Yeah, this game is done. I think the Knicks done gave up. Knicks gave up. Let me see here. Kareem Grant says, I figured this game would be tough, but not like this. Yeah, I mean, he said the only thing that I miss in NYC is Bojangles. Yo, did they put a Bojangles in Did they put a Bojangles in New York? Is that what they put in Flatbush Avenue, Bojangles? Bojangles, Brooklyn. Yeah, they put a Bojangles in Brooklyn. So for anybody that knows anything about Brooklyn, if you got anybody that knows Brooklyn, the White Castle. There was where the White Castle is on Utica. White Castle in Utica. Just the White Castle on Utica. If you're in Brooklyn and you know what Brooklyn is all about, there's a White Castle on Utica. You know what I'm saying? So they closed down the White Castle and put a fucking Bojangles there. So there's a Bojangles there, fam. In Brooklyn. So they had a major opening night there. It's on Church. No, it's on Church Avenue. Is that right? I thought it was on Utica. Is it Church in Utica? Let me see. Is it Church in Utica? No, it's off of Utica. It's off of it's oh, it's on yeah, but I am thinking the right thing. So I'm looking at the wrong. I don't know what I'm thinking. So it's actually, you guys can see it on the screen. It's actually on Church there. 59th Street, Ralph Avenue, Remsen, and stuff. So where's Utica? I'm bugging out. Am I bugging out? I think it's Linden Boulevard. Okay, so this is that's not by the White Castle. So I guess the White Castle is still there. Yeah, so I'm thinking about the wrong corner. Yeah, so this is over here by Kings Highway and Linden Boulevard over here. Yeah, man. So Church Avenue. This is the actual intersection here for those that know Brooklyn. This game is over, guys. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're doing this. They're on commercial. So this is the street corner here for anybody that knows about Brooklyn. Yeah, I got the wrong corner there. I'm thinking about the White Castle. But for like I said, for you, if you know Brooklyn, I mean, it looks like the area there. But this is like a high traffic area here, big time. So it's a prime location. Right over here, I believe this is Kings Highway over here. That's Ralph Avenue. So Kings Highway is about I think the other side here. Where's my compass? Where is my compass? Yeah, man. I believe Kings Highway. Yeah, Kings Highway is right there in that direction. Yeah, man. Shout out to Brooklyn. I went to Nazareth, so I should know all about East Flatbush there. So I went to Nazareth Regional High School in Brooklyn, over there on Clarendon. right off of Kings Highway. Shout out to Tilden High School. You know, shout out to Tilden. Shout out to the '90s, man. Yeah, we talk a lot about the '90s. So you know, history repeats itself. When I was younger, my dad used to always talk about the '70s. My dad's generation, yeah, the '70s. Yo, it wasn't like that in the '70s, in the '70s. But as a young man, I never been like, man, fuck the '70s. That's what people do now. People say, man, we're talking about, oh yeah, the '90s. The young people, man, fuck the '90s. You know what I'm saying? So this is the age of disrespect. I wanted to hear more about the '70s. I was like, intrigued by it. You get to watch like old movies and stuff. Oh snap, that's how y'all used to do it back then. Oh, that was cool. You know what I'm saying? But I never said, oh, look at y'all old. Yeah, that's so old, 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 old. You know what I'm saying? The music back in the '70s was dope. What makes it? Excuse me. What makes it even stupider now is that the music coming out today is similar to the music that came out in the '90s and the 2000s. The music sounds similar, but the young people's like, oh, that shit is dope. Who's that? Then you tell them, oh, that's an old song from 2000. Oh, I don't want to hear that. That shit is old. You know what I'm saying? But you were just tapping your feet, but just because it's old, you don't rock with it. This young generation is corny, bro. Corny, corny, corny. Yeah, man. So Steve Daly said losing to Charlotte is disgusting, even for you from the Knicks. Yeah, man, you can say what you want, but let's take a look at the standings right now. NBA standings. So, for those that are just tuning in, whatever, I do actually play-by-play and stuff, but it makes no sense to do a play-by-play if the Knicks are getting cracked. I'm watching the score. If the Knicks start coming back, then maybe I'll keep back into it. But take a look at the standings, guys. Look what Charlotte is. Charlotte is ninth. So Charlotte is a playing team. You know what I'm saying? So they're fighting for their life right now. They have a winning record, 38 and 34. You know what I'm saying? So they're fighting for their playoff lives right now. They're trying to win. They could quite possibly move up into like they could possibly catch the Raptors. If they keep winning, because they've been winning recently. If they keep winning, they could possibly catch the Raptors. There's enough games. So it was interesting. Right now it's 104 to 88. Keep an eye on the score. 5 minutes left. But with 5 minutes and 22 seconds, you still got time there. Look at Mitchell Robinson now with a steal. Mitchell Robinson running full length of the court there. Josh Hart misses it with a step back jump shot, and he just blows it. Mitchell Robinson was running hard, man. You got to give him the ball. You got to give Mitchell Robinson the ball if he's running hard up the court like that. Josh Hart decided to make a step back jump shot, which is ridiculous. He goes White on the inside. He loses it. Charlotte's trying to give the Knicks a chance here. Mikal give and go back to Hart. Wasn't the best move there, but Hart is really good at scoring through contact, especially in the transition. So 104 to 90. 4 minutes and 30-something seconds. Can the Knicks come back? I don't know. Yeah, but back to what I was saying about the standings. The East is very close. The Pistons have 52 wins. Celtics got 48. Knicks got 48. Cleveland is right there with 45. And then all the rest of them, 41, 40, 40, 39, 38, 38. All these guys are basically got the same record. If one team loses 5 straight or one team wins 5 straight, they could possibly overtake each other in the standings. So that's interesting. The Knicks won 7 straight, guys, right? Is that what that is? We're 8-2 in the last 10. So the Knicks are bound to lay an egg. Yeah, is that correct? Did we win 7 straight? We won 7 straight. So losing to Charlotte, who's a team that's like trying to make the playoffs, it doesn't really sound that bad now. You know what I'm saying? So respect to Charlotte. Respect to Charlotte for playing hard and protecting their home court, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's good for them. On their end, also the Charlotte Hornets also on a winning streak at 4. If they win tonight, they'll be on a 5-game winning streak. So we caught a team that's hot, and they caught a team that was like on target to lose a game. They 7 straight is pretty good. So Charlotte just caught us on that night. Just you got to tip your hat off to them. And the Knicks gonna have to look at this game, look at some film, discuss what they messed up. Just the effort, really. I think this game is all about effort, not finding the players, not knowing what these players are doing. Because this guy, Knuppel, however you pronounce his name, Double K, he was busting Josh Hart's ass today. Look at Brunson. Brunson getting fouled. And he had to throw a hook shot over his head in order to score and get the foul. Lord have mercy. 108 to 92. So I mean, listen, man. If the way the Knicks are playing right now, and the way the Charlotte's playing right now, if the Knicks had a full fourth quarter right now, we would have a chance to win. Right now, it's 3 minutes and 48 seconds. Anything can happen, man. Charlotte can start fooling around. Knicks can hit some threes back to back. See if the Knicks hit back to back threes right now. That'll give the Knicks was that 98? It'll be 98 to 108. Still gotta, Knicks will still have to come out their ass or something. So we'll see. Look at all the Knicks fans rubbing their foreheads and stuff. It is what it is, man. But yeah, man, shout out to Charlotte. Got nothing bad to say about them. So in Charlotte, he said talking about the thing. Yeah, Utica and Empire Boulevard. Is that right? Utica, the Empire Boulevard. That's the White Castle, right? That's the White Castle. That's what I was thinking. Utica and Empire, but it's not on Utica and Empire. It's actually on Church over there by Remsen and Kings Highway over there. Yeah, so it is what it is. He said, "P.S. I'll be in Queens for 2 days next month." Okay, hit me up, man. Hit me up and see where you're at. Maybe we can chill out a little bit. You said next month. Next month is March, April. So in April. So hey, maybe we might be in the playoffs by that time or something. Let me know. So the 90s was just different. Best years ever. It's one of it's the we talk about it all the time. I feel like an old head just doing that. But we literally the 90s was literally like the last great era. If you want to talk about the early 2000s, like the 2000s, the 2010s, you could put that in the same group too, but really the 90s and the 2000s, man, that 20-year span, maybe like I said, you can even stretch it to 30-year span, even the 80s, even like the late 80s too, you know what I'm saying? From the mid 80s to, let's say, the mid 80s to like 2015. That time span was like probably one of the greatest time spans of all the history, man. As far as New York is concerned, from my perspective in New York, club scene was probably the best it's ever been during that time frame. You know what I'm saying? The club scene, the music, the icons of music that came out, the albums, the classic albums that came out. You want to talk about sneakers, the sneaker game. You want to talk about clothing. Just the celebrities, the superstars out there in the world. It was an amazing time, man. It was an amazing time. There was no cell phone, so people was actually there was no cell phone to look at. To look at your cell phone. People look at their cell phone all the time. There was like no pictures to take with the cell phone. You would actually had to have a camera, an Instamatic camera. You had Instamatic cameras, or like later on we would get digital cameras and stuff like that. But if you took out a camera, people look at you like you were fucking crazy, And even if you had a camera, you would forget. Say, oh, let's take a picture. Oh, yeah, let's take a picture. Like, yo, man, put that camera away. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't take a picture of me. I ain't supposed to be over here. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just a good time, man. Kids used to ride bikes and stuff. I really don't see kids riding bikes like they used to. I see like, just transplants riding bikes or delivery people riding bikes. I don't see kids riding bikes in packs like they used to. It's just a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. It's just a cool era. Like we were young, but the internet had just came out in the late 90s. People weren't really using it until like I want to say like 98, 99. Like we had America Online. It was the America Online era. So Yahoo was doing this thing, America Online. You got MSN, Microsoft Network and stuff like that. Hotmail, things like that. So people were more intrigued with that type of stuff. But it wasn't like a big part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? People was outside. People were literally outside because there was nothing else to do. There was no way to connect with people unless you were outside. Like word of mouth. Word of mouth is a real thing. Magazines, word of mouth. People find out stuff through word of mouth. Nowadays, people have the internet and still don't know what's going on. Like me. Like I didn't know that was White. I can't remember what White Castle is, White Castle is definitely on Empire and Utica. I was thinking of the wrong intersection. So yeah, definitely. Thank you for getting at me, Dela. Yeah, 221. That's a iconic school there, right up the block. Shout out to Crunch Gym, just right up the block too. I used to go to that Crunch Gym. Goes OG and just shovel pass inside to Mitchell Robinson, 110 to 98. So listen, if the Knicks were on point, Charlotte would be in trouble because Charlotte's letting them come back. You know, it's 12-point lead here with a minute and 37 seconds left. There's just not enough time, you know? So yeah, man, that shit is dope. The 80s was dope too, you know what I'm saying? The 80s, like I was in 80, 89 when Rod Strickland was drafted, I was like 10 and I remember crying. I tell that story all the time. You know what I'm saying? I remember block parties, I remember break dancing, spinning in my head. I remember I used to be able to spin on my back, you know, crazy, man. A lot of cool stuff from back in the days, man. And people think, oh, y'all capping or y'all whatever. All right, whatever, OG, all right, OG. Man, y'all need to hear it. Y'all need to hear the stories. Because I mean, when this generation gets older, what will be their story? You know what I'm saying? What will be this? Yo, I was on Instagram. Remember Instagram? Yeah, I was on Instagram all day long. Yeah. Sliding in my DMs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember we used to be in the house all day playing video games? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So this game is over. Charlotte Hornets is playing keep away. Knicks are still actively, just trying to stay active here. But Charlotte is playing keep away. This is embarrassing right now. But look, it's still only a 9-point lead. And Charlotte just got a dunk just now. But listen, a 9-point lead. They're fooling around. I mentioned it earlier, man. If the Knicks have 5 more minutes, I think they come back and win. Because Charlotte took the foot off the gas. OG has it to Josh. Josh is gonna go in. He's gonna get a dunk. Because Charlotte's getting master blasters at the end. So the Knicks got to do the same. So they got to hold the ball. Come on, man. 23 seconds there. Now Lonzo Ball still fooling around. I don't want to fight. I don't want to get hurt here at the end too. So let this game end without any problems. Look at Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges is nice, bro. Yeah, I feel like the Knicks could use a player like him. I don't know how we would get that. So De La Music, man. Listen, De La's a little older than me, man, but we came from the same kind of era. The Village, yeah, the Village was the place to be. There's a lot of stuff going on there. You want to talk about clothing, talking about West Broadway, you're talking about 8th Street, you're talking about West 4th down there, that whole area, Bleecker Street. You want to talk about that whole era, Greenwich Village, the East Village. Talk about the Lower East Side, Chinatown. All those areas, man, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of people make fun of Chinese people and whatever. You got Asian hate and all that, man. In the 90s, man, you walk down the wrong block in Chinatown. Matter of fact, you be in Chinatown at all thinking that you are going to bring your hood to Chinatown, you get your fucking ass chopped up down there. You know what I'm saying? We used to go down there to buy fireworks and stuff. We used to buy ninja stars, all kind of stuff. Chinese, the karate movies and stuff. To get the Chinese slippers and whatever. A lot of fun stuff back in the days, man. Yeah, man. Charlie Barnett. Look at that. Doing comedy for you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, man. Black Planet. Mi gente. Lord have mercy. You want to talk about sexual predator? I was a sexual predator back in them days, man. Yeah, well, I used to have home delivery service to the crib when I was younger. Anyway, so we're gonna leave it there, man. The Knicks lost, bro, for the first watch along here. I was hoping that it would be more action packed, and I'll be able to do a little bit more play by play. I did get loose with the play by play in the third quarter there. So if anybody's interested, once you watch the podcast in the beginning, I was doing a lot of play by play. So I enjoy doing watch alongs and stuff. I get to talk about side stuff. Right now, when the Knicks lose, there's nothing else to talk about, man. So right now, this is what Sim does right now. Sim does the post game show. So I'm not going to keep up any of your time. Sim is coming on in a few minutes, right? So the Knicks lost 114 to 103. What do we think about it? We watched it together, so you guys can bring your opinions over to the next show. Nothing but Knicks. Sim Russell. I'm not sure if Tony's going to be there, but Tony's usually there with them. They're going to be doing the post game show in a few minutes. So I'll catch you guys next time, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Die Hard Eru. So this Die Hard Hour segment will be exclusively on Nothing But Knicks starting next week on the Die Hard Knicks channel. I'll have some other stuff going on there, man. So if you like the watch-alongs, if you missed the watch-alongs, I'll start doing the watch-alongs again on my channel. But we'll see what happens. I don't know if I can do every single game, but I'll try to do, let's say, like a game of the week or something like that. So look out for watch-alongs, more watch-alongs on my channel for at least once a week. We'll see how that goes. And then every Thursday, if the Knicks play, I'll do this. If they don't play, then I'll have something else to talk about, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. In a few minutes, on Nothing But Knicks, I'll come back to the channel and you'll see Sim giving his typical, post-game show. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Die Hard Eru. We out. Enjoy the outro, guys. Peace.
There's been a change of plans, tighten up the clamps, we guarding the glass, I'm a Knickerbocker, we going man to man, no blood, no foul, sturdy in the zone, I leave it all on the line, die hard or go home, you see the body work, we shaking and baking, was down by 20, but my spirit ain't breaking, respect ain't automatic, you screaming out for the ref for a tech, I guard the garden, steel block swatted, bleed blue and orange, it's a die hard thing, you know nothing about it, live with the any star, 5 borough flavor, I made it rain, stole your cookies, see you later, yeah, die hard, we ain't get these scars for nothing, we gon' die hard, yeah, die hard, we ain't get these scars for nothing, we gon' try hard, yeah, let us suck.